The Chinese military told a U.S. plane flying over the highly disputed island in the South China Sea to, quote, leave immediately. The US Navy P-8A Poseidon jet was flying at 16,500 feet to get a view of low-lying coral reefs that have been turned into garrisons with five-story buildings, large radar installations, power plants, and runways sturdy enough to carry large military aircraft. During the flight that was giving journalists from CNN a rare look at the islands, the crew was warned 6 times by the Chinese military to get out of their territory. A voice said, quote, US military aircraft, this is China. Leave immediately and keep out to avoid any misunderstanding. Each time the aircraft was challenged by the Chinese military, the U.S. Navy crew's response was the same. I am a sovereign, immune United States naval aircraft conducting lawful military activities beyond the national airspace of any coastal state. In exercising these rights, as guaranteed by international law, I am operating with due regard for the rights and duties of all states. The U.S. Navy jet had flown over 4 key artificial islands in the Spratly chain where China has built up military bases: Subi Reef, Fiery Cross Reef, Johnson Reef, and Mischief Reef. Before the crew were warned, the jet's sensors picked up 86 vessels on the Subi Reef that included Chinese Coast Guard ships. On the Fiery Cross Reef, rows of hangars stood alongside a lengthy runway. Lieutenant Lauren Collin, who led the air combat crew on the Navy flight, said, quote, it was surprising to see airports in the middle of the ocean. Beijing has said it is necessary for the Asian powerhouse to keep growing its military presence in the South China Sea in order to protect its sovereignty. China also blames Washington and its allies for tensions in the region. It says that the regular U.S. Navy patrols and flyovers of the South China Sea are efforts for the U.S. to provoke China, and therefore the country is justified in increasing its military presence. Now, Admiral Philip Davidson said in April that China is already very firmly entrenched in the South China Sea. He wanted to say that China is now capable of controlling the South China Sea in all scenarios short of war with the United States. In response, the U.S. has stepped up its military presence in that area, as well as a way to show Washington's naval power. What do you think? Will China and the United States end up in some sort of regional war in the South China Sea? Leave your comments below this video. Thanks for watching.